Hi. I am having one of my really tired days, and right now I should probably be resting some more. But I've been lying down for over 1.5 hours, meditating and focusing on my breath, and when nothing gets better, I have a tendency to want to do something, even though I'm so tired. My eyes are all itchy because they just want to rest. But I've got everything but a resting feeling, calm feeling inside. I feel the unease and all the sadness from feeling this way. And I thought I wanted to pull some cards or just meditate while filming, because then I feel like I can do it just a little bit more, because it isn't just for me, or it isn't just me sitting here, it's also you who is sitting on the other end who might need it. But yeah, I took my cards out and a card fell out, and yeah, it's from my own card deck, and it's saying rest, little one, rest, which isn't a surprise. Why is it that when we need it the most, it's the hardest to do? Oh, and I made this card. It's rest, little one, rest, because I'm often using my inner child as the one I'm supposed to protect, because it's easier than taking care of me, protecting me. So rest, little one is letting little Naya rest. Yeah, my name is Naya. Letting the little me rest. And sometimes I imagine that she's sitting towards me, having her head on my chest, hugging me, just me hugging her, swaying side to side, because gives me a little bit of ease. And my thoughts are all over the place. I wanted to talk about last week. I had some parts of my days where I had more energy than I've had in a long time. Drawn more. Some days I was sitting more than half an hour and concentrating, and my mind could actually do that, which is huge. And then I've had this exhaustion that has followed me for over 5 years now. And I get so sad because I see others struggling, and I see them getting better. And I really feel like I've been doing everything. Like, I really feel like I've been doing everything in my power to get better. I've focused on my mental health, dealt with so much of my trauma. I have meditated daily for 5 years, over 5 years now. And the exhaustion is still there. I get so sad. And I get frustrated. And maybe I should just lay down more. But then I just don't feel like I'm living. And I feel like I'm back to survival. And I fought so hard to get out of that state. And some days are harder than others. And I have a really hard time sitting with myself right now. And when I do these videos, I feel like I'm not alone. I feel like I get to let some of these things out of my system so it doesn't just get up until here till I can't breathe. I think we're gonna try to take 10 deep breaths with closed eyes, and I'm not gonna guide you because I need the silence, but know that I'm right here with you. And if I'm breathing slower or faster than you, you can just pause or move ahead. But now I'm right here with you. Close your eyes. If you're struggling, know that you're not alone. Know that it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to open up. It's okay to reach out. And it's okay if you're not perfect at any of the things. right now, especially with the card. Rest, little one, rest. I feel like I just should be lying down with my eyes closed and be feeling calm inside, but that's not how it is right now. And me lying down for a long time was a lot better than nothing. And doing this was for me better, because those 10 deep breaths that I've just had, I felt my body a lot more than the 1.5 hours that I've been lying down. And well, sometimes we can't figure things out inside our heads. We need to try things out. And today with this video, I took this painting and I placed it there because it calms me to look at it, and it's yeah, looking at it in the camera, just to feel all the things that I'm feeling when I look at it. And I really love colors, so just looking at colors can make me kind of happy. And to me, this painting is also what I'm thinking might be the illustration that's gonna be on the back of my cards when the one day printed, because the cards I have now, they are painted on the back of a P.S. Krøyer playing card set. Yeah, and I've laminated them because the paint fell off. That's why they're so reflective. That's not a word. Well, at least I don't think it is. I know it's tough sometimes. I really do. I'm struggling myself, and when I have some of my better days, go somewhere, people don't see all the struggles underneath. I've got an invisible illness, and sometimes I have really wished it was something visible, because people tend to understand what they see, and when they don't see it, they don't fully understand, they don't remember. Well, in November I had 3 good days, and on good days I mean where I was out being social. One of the things was me being social at a breathwork class, which means I lay down and I breathe for an hour in the company of others. So it's not like these crazy things, but I also painted with my cousins, and that just made me feel alive But I had that day where I had the energy, and what people see is the smiley, happy me. And then they're like, oh, she's fine again. Everything's good. And it's like, no, not really. I had several days after painting with my cousins where I was resting and sleeping and resting and lying down a lot. And the funny thing is that I can forget that others are struggling too, because I don't see their struggles, only when they tell me. And I think that's sometimes when we feel we're all alone, we're really not, we're just maybe hiding it, and then we won't realize that others are hiding it too. Which is why it's so important to reach out. But I also know that people who hasn't experienced this kind of exhaustion has no freaking idea what's actually happening, what you're going through. I remember when, well, yeah, me going down with stress kind of triggered the illness I have now. But when I first was starting to recover from burnout and stress, I was lying down all the time and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping over 12 hours at night, and 2 to 4 hours in the middle of the day, and lying down for most of the day up to eat and lying down. And at that time I had just moved back to my parents, and my dad came home from work almost every day and asked if I had gone for a walk. And I was like, I can't. I couldn't. I could barely stand up and make breakfast. I was sitting down doing that most days. And it wasn't until he experienced something similar that he was like, oh, I get it now. You literally couldn't. And I really couldn't. And yeah, I know it's hard not to be understood. And I think that's also why I share, because if there are anyone out there feeling like me, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Because being alone with these things that might be the worst of it all, not even all the things you can't do, but just feeling so completely alone and isolated. And sometimes there's self-isolation because, well, with the exhaustion, how do you get the energy to reach out to do something that there's no energy to do? Yeah. And I think there's a lot of fear for me as well, because, well, in November was kind of feeling like I was going the right way, and then December hit me with, don't even know what it's called in English. But there I got all of the exhaustion back, and in November I had walked about half a kilometer to a kilometer a day, and that is something I have worked hard to get to. And then lying down for a month being like, do I need to go through this process all over again? Because last year I had, well, not in 2023, in October and November, I was lying down for most of the time, and when I started walking again, it was, first it was like getting out of the door and getting back in, just putting on all the clothes. Then it was going to the mailbox and back. Actually, I didn't even go to the mailbox. I stopped before and then went back. Then I got to the mailbox, and throughout 2024, it took me 7 months to get to the half to 1 kilometer, and then I tried to do more, and that was too much, and then I couldn't do it, and then I got to that half to 1 kilometer in November 2024, and then in December I was lying down, and I know that I could force it and go out and walk, but I know that that's gonna make me feel even worse. This time I have done some restorative yoga and just tried to move my body, maybe sitting and just doing circles, and it's made my body not totally lose every momentum that I had, but it's a step back. And here in January, we're on the 27th today, and I'm starting to, well, last week I started going outside again, and I was impressed that some days I actually walked 400 meters, and that was a big thing. I was also going in to rest afterwards, but I did it without being totally exhausted throughout the whole process, feeling alright during. Yeah. And then, I'm just letting a lot of stuff get out right now, because I think I need to talk about it without getting a response or a immediate response anyway, right back, just talking. I thought that maybe this January would be more social, maybe me having the energy to see people in real life. Instead, those days have gone to hospital and doctor's visits, and that sucks. But I've gotten better at navigating it. And actually, when I think about it, January has been more social because I've actually called people. And when I started calling people and reaching out, others who I hadn't reached out to me. And I feel like that's the universe saying, okay, we see you making an effort to do so. But I also feel, even though I've got these amazing, caring, kind friends, I don't feel I can be completely myself with most, because I've gotten a lot more spiritual, and while they for the most part want to listen, it's more of an explaining and telling about it than it can be a discussion, getting something back that is spiritual. And I guess that's also why I feel closer to some of the people I watch on YouTube at the moment than some of my friends, because I resonate with what they say, and I think that's also why I share, because I'm thinking this will also resonate with some. And it's kind of nice that we can be there for each other without actually being there. And sometimes this is also easier because I can just talk, and if I have the energy to talk, and right now it was 3, 2, 2, 2. But I've talked for over half an hour, and it's okay. I'm also getting very tired, but I was also tired before I started. And right now I feel some happiness, not just the sadness. But here it's easier to just say goodbye when I'm feeling, now I don't want to talk anymore. Because with the friendships, and I know this sounds, I feel terrible for even saying it, but it's like when I don't have a lot of energy, I just really need and want to get things off my chest. But sometimes when I've gotten the things off my chest, I don't have the energy to listen to others, and then I just want to say goodbye. But I also actually want to hear what they are saying, and I want to know what they're doing, how they're doing. Yeah, and then I feel pressure to talk more than I have the energy for. Even though the pressure is coming from me, not them. And maybe I should try to ask them first to listen while I have the energy, because I can easily, or it's easier for me to talk while tired than listen while tired. Because when I talk, it's just what's naturally coming. I don't have to think too much about what I'm saying before saying it. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, I have a lot of crystals standing there, and I just wanted to send some loving energy because I know that that's needed. And I think I need to close my eyes now. But if you listened all the way through, know that it isn't just you. There are others struggling, and probably more of the people that you know that we don't see other people's struggles, and it's not wrong for you to feel sadness or exhaustion or anger or anything. But when we don't see others feeling the same, we can feel like we're not allowed because everyone else is holding up so fine, so great. But you don't see everything they're going through. It isn't just you. You're not alone. I'm sending you so much love and light and energy.